In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can import your products into Brightpearl, how you can then import products into Magento, and using the M2E extension in Magento called M2E, how to take those products and list them onto eBay. And what we'll do is we'll show how those listings will download into Brightpearl, and then how we go about associating the eBay SKUs and the Magento SKUs with Brightpearl SKUs to make sure that Brightpearl becomes the inventory management hub. In a little bit more detail, so I'm going to show you how to prepare your data for entry into Brightpearl. I'll also show you how to prepare your data for Magento, including imagery, and how Magento uses the concept of a data flow or a profile. Then I'm going to show you how to associate your simple products with your configurable, so creating that parent-child relationship. Then I'm going to show you actually preparing the M2E extension, creating your policies, and then finally listing to eBay. And then the last step will be showing how, once those listings download into Brightpearl, how the SKUs get automatically connected to the Brightpearl SKU, as if it exists in Brightpearl. And then also how the Magento SKU can connect to the Brightpearl SKU. Essentially what we're trying to do here is get content onto all of our relevant channels, into our back office, associate the SKU, and then at the very last step we'll update our inventory. A little bit of a quick disclaimer before we move through the video. This is an illustrative guide. It's one way of doing this. There are multiple other ways that you could approach this, but this is the sort of the most optimized way to get your products onto all of your channels and get them connected to Brightpearl. And this is the one that we've been working on for quite a time. So please refer to Brightpearl's official YouTube channel for more information on importing products into Brightpearl. It's a very rich channel. You can find it at Brightpearl Docs. And if you're going to go and learn a little bit more about Magento, there are tons and tons of videos how to use data flows and importing and exporting. I'd also talk to a good Magento developer that you know or a partner and talk to them about how you should approach getting your products into Magento as well. So I'm going to show you how to do the imagery also. So that's just a little bit of a disclaimer. So let's get stuck into the solution. So if we go ahead and look at products in Brightpearl, we'll see that we've got a range of shorts in our fictitious store called IndoGear. I want to add a new range of shorts, my green jungle juice shorts. So as a retailer, I'll want to enter them into my back office, Brightpearl. And Brightpearl needs a very limited amount of fields to have a functional product SKU. So it'll need some things like SKU, a name, perhaps a brand and a category, and a cost price, and of course a selling price. And this allows you to do the cost of goods accounting. So Brightpearl has import tools that allow you to go ahead and export a sample, and I would highly recommend that you export a sample to get an idea of what information you need to import. And also it's a good idea to go ahead and populate that spreadsheet and run it through Brightpearl's import tool. So the spreadsheet might look something like this. So you can see I've got my SKUs on the left hand side, and I've got my name of my shorts, and I've got my product option here, so different sizes. So just go ahead and save that, and if we go back into the import tool in Brightpearl, you can go ahead and select import. And what you want to do is you want to import the values, otherwise it's just a test run. Brightpearl's great at actually giving you a little bit of validation, telling you if things are wrong, and it will output those notifications if you've got something wrong in your spreadsheet. So what we're going to go ahead and select a few options here. Choose our file, which is located under Publishing and Brightpearl, and we're going to go ahead and choose the third file here. Hit open. Once I hit upload, what it will do is it'll essentially go through the spreadsheet and import it into Brightpearl. So what your next screen you're going to see is Brightpearl's going to upload it and then import it into its product database, and once it's finished it will come back with a positive result saying that all 4 products have been added. So as you can see, it says 4 products created, and they are now available in our back office Brightpearl. So if we go back to the product list, do a quick search for Billabong, we'll now see that the Billabong Jungle Juice shorts have been added. But as you can see, they're not connected to eBay and our website. So we're going to go ahead and get them connected. But To do that, we have to go ahead and get them into Magento. So the next step I'll show you is to go into your product catalog in Magento, and as you can see, the jungle shorts are not there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and import them in using the data flow profile. So this is similar in many respects to Brightpearl's import tools. You can set up multiple different data maps. And again, I would recommend exporting your products to get a sense of how Magento handles things. And then of course, prepare that spreadsheet accordingly before you hit import. And to have a look at the spreadsheet, here's what the Magento one looks like. As you can see, it's quite an involved spreadsheet. Lots and lots and lovely columns of metadata. So Magento is big on obviously your metadata for your SEO and making sure that it's optimized. There's also imagery in Magento. As it is your storefront, you're going to want to add imagery. And this is where you'll have to dust off your FTP skills to get your imagery into the back end of your FTP. Now, the image folder is located in a folder called Media and Import. So you can see here, this is the back end of Magento, or the FTP, Media, Import, and I've got my 3 images here for my product. And you can simply address them by doing / and the image name. So what we can do is, we're happy with this file. You can see there's 4 simples and a configurable. And the way Magento is architected is slightly different than Brightpearl. You have to create the children products, then create the holding product, and then associate the two together. There are countless amounts of tools that can do this for you automatically, and I would suggest that you do a good search on the Magento Connect store to find one that will associate them for you. In my demonstration, I'll show you just how to manually associate them. So we'll go ahead into our profile, and we're going to go ahead and upload a file. So go ahead and choose File, and we're going to choose the Magento, and we're going to choose the relevant import. So it's our green products. Okay, hit open. What you'll have to do is save and continue edit. So this will load it into the profile manager, and we'll go ahead and hit run profile. We'll select the file that we want to use, so it's the latest one at the bottom, and use green. Hit run profile and pop up, and what this does is similar to Brightpearl. It'll assess the spreadsheet, it'll spit out any updates if it's found something wrong, but as you can see, it's processing it there, it's imported it, and it's refreshed the index. So that's finished successfully. So if we go back to the front end, or sorry, the product catalog in Magento, we hit refresh, you'll now notice that there's a new entry, Jungle Juice Shorts, and it's configurable and the 4 simples. So as I said before, we're going to go ahead and associate those to make sure that we've got a good grouping. So to do this, it's very, very straightforward. You go to the configurable product itself, click into it, and what you can do is choose the dimension in which you want to create the configurable product. Mine is short size. Go ahead and choose that. And what you want to do is go to associated products, scroll down, and it's going to be checked as default, but you just want to reset that. It'll give you all the options that you can choose. So we'll go ahead and type in our Jungle Shorts, hit search, and then it'll present us with the options: large, medium, small, and extra large. Select all of them and hit save. So that's the association created. And the last bit you have to do is simply go to the front end and view your recently created product. So go ahead and hit refresh, and you'll notice that we've got now a pair of Billabong Jungle Juice Shorts. So that's step 2 done. Step 1, got them into Brightpearl. Step 2, got them into Magento very, very easily with imagery. And the final step in the Magento land is to make sure that we can get them onto eBay. So this is a little bit more an involved process, and by that I mean you have to spend a little bit of time setting up M2E. So I'd recommend visiting M2E's website and downloading their really extensive help guide on how to use it. I followed it, a couple of hours of training, and I can now use M2E. So to do this, if we go back to our Magento backend, which is here, we can go ahead and now create a listing. So you have to go to Magento Connect, install the extension, and run through the setup process, and that's essentially adding your eBay user ID, and then you'll want to set up your categories and your profiles. So eBay need policies to be set up, and the policies are as follows. You need to get your shipping policy, your description policy, your selling policy, your payment policy, and your returns policy. Once you've created all of these policies within the configuration, you can then go ahead and start to create a listing. And to do that, you go ahead and just add products to the listing, and eBay will step you through the, M2E will step you through the rest of the process. So go ahead and hit add products, and we're going to do it from our product list. So we'll go ahead and choose our just shorts. Make sure you choose the configurable option, because what will happen is M2E is intelligent enough to work out that it's got child products or simple products underneath, and we'll use them as a variant listing. But please just read up and make sure that your category accepts variant listing, and it'll save you so much hassle. Okay. So go ahead and hit continue, and what this will do is it'll give us an option. Do we want to use the ones that we've created, or do we want to override them? I'm going to actually say no, because I want to use the default settings that I've set up previously. And as you can see there, it adds the products to the listing, and here's where you can choose the same category, Magento, or it'll suggest categories for you from eBay, or you can set it manually for each product. I'm just going to use the same category option, and then it's going to confirm and remind us of what that is. So clothing, shoes and accessories, men's clothing. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. That's great. And the last part is confirming the item specific. So I use eBay recommended, but if you're a little bit more savvy, you might want to use custom values and custom attributes at this stage. So let's just choose that back to eBay recommended and go ahead and click continue. So once it's been through this, it'll ask you to review your items, but I'm just going to go ahead and list my items onto eBay, and it'll list it pretty quickly. It'll fire off a listing, it'll tell you the confirmation, and it'll give you the item ID at the very end. So as you can see, it's actually created a listing ID. So let's go ahead and click and see what this looks like, and you can see that this is now listed with the image onto eBay. So just to confirm what we've done so far, imported the products into Brightpearl, imported them into Magento, we've configured up M2E so that we can then pass this listing over to eBay, and now it's been successfully listed on eBay. So the final part of the demonstration is to make sure that these are all speaking to each other and that we're representing the right inventory. And eBay does have a feature that lets you list privately before you actually make it live. So I would suggest, as far as you can, make sure that you're not making these products live. Magento has a disabled function, eBay has got a private function, and this means that whenever it downloads into Brightpearl and you start associating the SKUs, that's when you want to update your inventory, and it'll update your inventory across all of the channels at the same time, and that's just good practice. So the last part of our demonstration, we'll go into Brightpearl and we'll go ahead and associate these products with the Magento channel. So it's quite easy. You just go add or remove channels, manage your e-commerce channels, and then choose to hook them up. So just hit continue selling when out of stock and main website. Easy. So the next part, if you go to channels and you go to eBay and listings, what will happen is in a few minutes these will actually, they've downloaded already. So they download automatically and they automatically connect. So what I mean by that is, because it's using the same SKU, it will download and it will find that product that we originally entered in Brightpearl way at the beginning of this presentation, and it will associate itself with that. And what that means is it's actually like switching on an engine in a car. It's telling Brightpearl, we're ready for your inventory updates, and then Brightpearl becomes the inventory master. So that's the presentation today. So just to confirm what we went through, we've taken a look at importing your products into Brightpearl, how it's important to prepare your spreadsheet and get your data map right, how to import products into Magento, so how to prepare your data including images, get those onto your FTP, using data flow profiles and associating simple products with configurable, then showing you a little bit about the M2E extension, policies, and then listing to eBay, and then finally just to complete it all, we associate the eBay SKUs and Magento SKUs with the Brightpearl SKUs, and that means that Brightpearl becomes the inventory master. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email me directly or send me a tweet on Twitter at @IamKush. Thanks very much.